Welcome. I am Crimey Queen, and if you are joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. This is where we actualize self-love with references from the scriptures and on Crimey Queen's channel. And basically, it's about getting to know how we can use words and references to becoming better versions and expressions of who we truly are. Who are we? Gods. We are gods. We are gods because we were created in God's image and likeness. Now, there is that which we have to define as created, and that which was made, and that which was formed, and that which was planted, like in the Garden of Eden. And there are many aspects of our makeup, meaning there's like two polarities. We could see where the word two comes into as well. So I have been now examining, not just examining, but really having fun with the magic of the numbers. So we have done the magic of numbers 1, 2, 4, although I've only just loaded up about a couple now, but I have recorded 1 to 4. And now I am doing the second part of 4. Now I may not follow the whole a makeup of what I have done already, because I want to cover the second part, of course. So I would urge that you watch the first part of the magic of number 4, part 1. Part 1, of course, because this would be part 2, and it would be part 1 as in CCC. I'm glad I'm able to do that, because then it gives me, because I just happen to have done these, I think it's Mother Eve was working through me, because Mother Eve is the god of language. She's the said god. She's number 6. And so sometimes when I do something that seemed like it wasn't what I intended doing, I question what it is, the message or learning or teaching that I am meant to observe. I like that. I say observe instead of soul, because observe is that you have the whole perspective of the, well, supposedly. Now, second part, my pen, second part of the magic of number 4. Now we have been looking at let there be light. Of course, everyone knows that. Let there be light, and there was light. I like to call light into what we are doing, and now I'm becoming more conscious of that. Of course, these are very deep and meaningful and significant teachings here, which I'm going to say. If you grasp the essence of the numerology and the symbols of the messages the symbols of the messages, you would get everything. I'm using Nikola Tesla here. If you get the essence, or if you can get the real meaning of 369, 369, 369, 369, then you really have everything. That's what I said. Now that's how it feels to me, because when we did this this template around Easter time, of course there is something about Easter. It was in the month of March. March is the 3rd month, number 3, and 3 is vibrant. 3 wants to be recognized. That's what we are saying about learning the numbers. And we did this, and of course the word sacrifice comes to 46. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 is very neutral in that you can begin to create anything, because you have the polarities, or you have the pureness, and it actually means perfect. So you have perfection right before you to do whatever you want. That's what the sacrifice was about. A new slate, a new place, a new sphere, a new environment, a new energy. You can imagine the sadness that would have happened, but then equally there would have been a gladness of that teaching that we have now that many can be redeemed by, including myself. It's just getting to know, as in the word knows, getting to know your what the sacrifice really means. What does it mean to you? Okay, so we are talking about this template here, which devised for that sacrifice. It was intuitively done, and then we added all these numerical values, because that's what Mother Eve, as in Revelation, because we called Revelation into being. We called Revelation to be transparent. Show us how to do this, because it wasn't our intention to go as far as we did with this. It was my intention to just have one presentation on sacrifice, and I would go back onto teaching about actualizing self-will love through the two volumes that I had written on the Crimson Light, and we have not turned back. Well, the Crimson Light is doing its thing. We are certainly sure it is somehow, and we are doing our thing here. We are having fun. But can you imagine, of course, people say to me, oh, why aren't you promoting your book here and there? You know, and yeah, it kind of makes sense. But what about me having fun every time I am doing these presentations? I am doing fun. Now, the book, of course, would still be about teaching what I have experienced, or the learnings which I am still doing through here in some way. I am discovering, I am reveling in that which is really delicious. So this is just to show you. Now, I had covered in number 4, because number 4 has in it, we were doing this, let's do this. So number 4 has, I was looking at even the nature of number 4, which is like an L, like the first letter Mother Eve had uttered, which is the L. It's let there be light, of course. And there we have this stroke here. It's as if someone wants to cross out. It's like crossing out the L. It's like crossing out the L. Now, when we do the numerical value, let's just look at that. So, it's like crossing out the L, the meaning 4, and the God equals 8. So, there we have 4, and then we would have another 4. Now, 4 also equals the sky, meaning blue, and green also equals 4, meaning 31. So blue is 13 and green is 31. So that's 4. So, okay. So blue, B-L-U-E, is 2. And there's the thing about the B. There's the thing about the B. I have done this in most of my presentations. So, and the 3s. So we have 3 3s here and 2. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Is that correct? Oh, the last one should be, because it's E. Understanding my own writing. Oh my. Okay. So we have 5 and 3, 8, and 2, 10, and plus 3 is 13. So this is where 13 comes in. Now 13, we can see it's as if blue here is telling us exactly what it's requiring of us. It's requiring a bond to happen here. Hence, this is the cold side. This is the cold side of the sacrifice. The blue. It's and I'm seeing the blue reflection of the light actually. So it is the blue. that is where, of course, it was cold, and it was the event of the sacrifice, the event of the crucifixion, would be blue. It was the 13th, so we could see how it would be sad. I just got this thing to do the word sad. Let's see. That is 5 and 1 is 6. So Mother Eve, that's also explaining a part of Mother Eve. This would be Mother Eve, of course. As I always say, Christ was Eve. First of all, I said he was really representing Mother Eve's message. But now I am really going to say that was Mother Eve. Like when they say, oh, it was the Son, the Father who came like the Son. Now I am more or less saying it is the mother who it was the daughter who came like the mother. We are looking at the other side of the coin. Now we have seen that through the said God, the title of the said God, which is Mother Eve, is really here. This is the S-A-I. Now, S-A-I-D. So there's the 9. That's the 9 part that would have been birthing. So it was inside to birth out the said God. So she is 6. And in that 6, because said is 15, when you do the numerical value for 9, it turns to 6. So this is where we see the interplay of 69 is also in that of the word said. 6 plus 9 is 15. Now, we really want to talk more about number 4. So we see the B of blue is actually 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 1 plus 3. And basically here with the blue that I'm talking about is when Christ became equal. There was the bonding of agreement between him and the disciples when he said, when he broke of the bread and he said, take of this bread. Whenever you do this, this is my flesh. And then take of the wine. When you drink this, or as often as you do this, do it in remembrance. We see the brands. Remembrance of me. They, in agreement, would come equal to him. This is why Paul understood that they too had to be going through their own sacrificial experiences as well, because they had bought into the agreement. The word be again, bought into the agreement of as often as you do this, do it in remembrance of me. So here, whenever we are doing this ritual, we are forever doing a sacrificial thing, because it's like a fast. You break. This is the significance of breaking of the bread. So it's like the agreement would last for so long, but you'd have to reapply that ritual, and then to reinforce the agreement. Anchor, you're anchoring back onto it. Hence the word anchor equals 5. And anchor, as I say, equals 5. 5 is really, when we look at the symbol 5, it is masculine and it is feminine. And that's what Christ was about, bringing the polarities together, bringing male and female together, bringing harmony and disharmony together, that people would be able to find a place of solace in which there could be peace. That's why he said, I have come that you may have joy. There is one place he says joy, and the word joy also equals 5. So because I really want to cover more about 4, that's why so as I say, that's why I'm not doing too many of the numerical values, and I'm hoping that you can get the template if you want to double check those words that I am saying. So 13, of course, when joined together is the bond, but when added, 1 plus 3 equals 4. So we see the magic of 4. This is really the magic of 4, where it forms the bond. So I had also have a diagram of Christ here. This is what it says, and this is why I'm not sure that many Christians would know the symbol, or why exactly, why, or what meaning they could put, or what other meaning they could put to this cross, for instance. So the 3 nails would be three nails. I have done in the other first part of this presentation to show how nails, the word nail equals 9. So 3 9s are 27. 2 plus 7 would be 9. 9 is where we are birthing newness. Hence there was a lot about 9 and Christ at the 9th hour and so on, and the cock crew, the cock crow 3 times, and so we can see that there was a lot of 9 and 3s around Christ. So there we are saying, back to these points here in this part of the crucifixion is really a symbol of submission, total submission. Now this is really a way of saying to us that we need to submit to die of the lower self, the lower chakra. That's what it's meaning here. To die of the lower, the red, meaning red, the blood. We hear of blood. Blood equals 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. That is the blood that needs to, blood denoting life in this way. It's alive. It's not so much life, it's live. And that is what ripples the ignition of vibration to sustain life. So back to the submission, we are saying of the chakra, CH chakra, KRA. I'm checking my spelling on chakra and hoping that it's CHAKRA. That seems right. 381291. So already we are seeing that chakra in its sense is already offering the birthing at the end and the newness at the end with number 1, like going back into number 3, that which coincides with the first letter Mother Eve mentioned. 3 has the same numerical value. It's like saying, see the L. You are lucky in that part to be able to go through that. Now I'll just add this up to see what it represents. So this is 10, 20, 21, 24. So 2 plus 4 is 6, the number of man. So this is where we are required to overcome, to heal ourselves, all the 7 chakras. Which is 7, 6 sevens would be 42. 3 sevens, 21, 42. So 4 plus 2 is 6 again. So we are meant to master the art of dying to that lower self, and that's what Christ, the crucifixion, was there. It's like legs over each other, because that takes away the focus of the lower vibration here, because it's not to say that that's not important, but we learn to have the lower chakra as the bedrock that is necessary to build our internal structure. Okay. Which is like a pyramid as well, actually, when we look at this part here. But we need to, and here, for instance, when we have done that, we also are able to do our jumping jacks. Let's just do that. Our jumping jacks with Mother Eve. This is what Mother Eve is wanting us to Don't know if I did this right. Okay. But, okay. Maybe this is funny. Okay. But Mother Eve wants us to, she's ready to embrace us here. We become the 5-pointed star. This is what I'm trying to say. Right. We become the 5-pointed star. Okay. 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's where we become that. Okay. Perhaps I should just leave them without this so we understand this is better. So, but we become whole. We become the 5-pointed star. So this is the female and the male. So basically, we are now, as male, are required to, it's like here with the 4, we are, it's like 4 is the instrument to get to the feminine, the divine feminine now. 4. So we are healing 4, 5. We are healing because 4. We are dying for life. We are looking for good. We are singing for good. We are loving for good. That's the 4. The 4 is like that instrument now we need to use, and perhaps we need to break it down. Perhaps we may need to eat of it, like have 4 on one side and 4 on the other. And it makes me, I was wondering why a fork, although I have seen some forks with 3 peaks, but why were they 4? And then I understand, of course, the word eat equals 8, and so it is like half. Every time we are doing this, it's like half of the whole, because half, it's also the sound of half. We have 4. So I am believing that I have covered, I'm just looking at the magic of 4. Of course, let's see, of course, the magic of 4 now, I showed you how it's the bond. And I'm just going to use this opportunity here to show you that Christ was, of course, with the 12 disciples, and Christ was 13 at the table. They came into an equal agreement that as long as they would partake of that ritual, participate in the ritual, they would do it in remembrance of Christ, which is still today in Christianity. Of course, Christianity is based on the Bible. So I'm just going to conclude on this part here. It's on the Bible, B-I-B-L-E. So there's the 13 to create that bond, which is, of course, the Bible is based on that bond. And so we can see how the significance of that, or the symbol of bee, and how bee has been used as not just the beehive or the business or the abuse or the bake or the bond. All these B and the M's, of course, that it forms as well. So let me just show you how the Bible comes into the beehive. So there is the equal agreement. This is the sign here. So, of course, this one stroke comes here, one stroke comes here, and then that forms the bond. Then we have I for the Bible comes into here. This is I. Then you have the other B comes here. That's the other B. Then we have L. L comes here. Then we have E. E comes here. E. B. I. L. And of course we had that B. I'm repeating back to front. So that's the power of 4. And that is 4. So we could see that is like we could look at the female. This is why the female have been perhaps used more than any other in this sense as the productive species in that sense. Of course, the male too. But when I see this, it reminds me of the breasts and the buttocks. So it's back and front. So we could see, of course, with the B, back and front, where people were being hit on their backs as well. And their buttocks would be, or breasts would be sucked dry as well to feed. So their buttocks, and anyway, you get what I mean. Sometimes it's just the way the words come out. Oh, all right. So I don't know why I beheaded Christ on there, but so I was saying, of course, that with having the cross, of course, for Christians, in case you're a Christian and you're watching this too. Sorry, I may have not finished explaining this. So we see, okay, so I don't have to use this again. The 4 points. So, of course, 4 points. And Christ, this is the place of submission. We see that. And of course, this is the place of the high chamber, where Christ would have spoken about in the high chamber with Luke. This reminds me of a kite. Okay, I'm going to throw this so I don't have to use it again, pick it up again. Okay, so we had 4 nails, 3 nails, but the hands, so there's another thing, the feet, the word feet equals, this is 6, 5, 5, 2, 10, 16, 17, 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. So feet equals 9. We can see that is coinciding with the sacrifice, the birthing. Hand, the word hand, H-A-N-D, is 8, 1, 5, 4. We could see the 5s. Mother Eve is making a presence felt here. So this is 9 and 5 is 14 and 4 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. So we have 9 hair, 9 hair, 9 hair, and the word head is also 9. Okay. Head, H-E-A-D, is 8. And that's the other thing, the number of the words as well, number of letters to the word is also very symbolic. So 5, 1, 4. So of course 5 plus 5, 10 plus 8 is 18. We see we have got the numerical value in the same format of 1, 8. So it's like saying very much so that the crucifixion, it's that it's if you believe in the crucifixion, or you believe in or you are believing in activating your corneal your pineal gland, the pineal gland or pineal gland. So we have 9 here. It is saying that this is where you need to concentrate on achieving your journey from 1 to 8, which no doubt will give you will put you onto this 9. So 4 9s again is 27. 2 plus 7. So it's already saying that the 2 aspects of your 7 will come to a whole. 2, it would be 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. But the 2 and 7 is really saying that you will achieve like 2, 7, like 7, S-E-V-E-N, is showing you Mother Eve. This is where you are concentrating on. You are concentrated with Mother Eve in actual fact. So this is 5 because Mother Eve is 14. Then we have 1 plus 5 is 6. So 6 plus 5 is 11. So we are looking at, even if you were to do the numerical value for the word 11, it would take you back to 9. 9 in itself is 10. And of course, it goes on. 9 in itself is 10. And if you do the numerical value for the word 9, so let's just do, we are done 7, which is 11. Let's just do it. Just do it. E-L-E-V-E-N. Because you want to see the magic of the number. 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5. So this is 10, 20, and 4, 24, and 3, 27. 27 equals 9. So this is what we are talking about. Now, if you do the numerical value for the word 9, because that's the magic that people are not talking about. N-I-N-E. The goddess of language have appointed me to talk about it. Okay, and 9. So this is 15, and plus 9 is 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. You are number 6. Now, there is the thing. Mother Eve has just told me to say this. We are required to master this 6 in the 3 cycles. That's where the 666 comes in, that people are saying is evil. It's evil because it's live, L-I-V-E. Evil is backward. It is live on the template. If it is evil, then the sacrifice itself is evil and should have no purpose. So here, this is the 6 we need to be overcoming. We need to know how to let go of the bucket of fried chicken, whatever it is, because of the ritual or the rituals that we have done here. It's not saying that you do not appreciate your rituals or do rituals, but there are habits. It's like really saying there are habits that we have formed on the same principle that we need to let go of. Thank you, Revelation. Thank you, Waters. Thank you, Mother Eve. Then when we get also into the new, we also are told, of course, we go up to this dimension. We are in the 5th dimension. We have become wise. We have become new. But we are told that we are a new creature. I think the word creature is to really remind us that we do not get over ourselves as feeling that we are la-di-da, like what's his name would say. So it's like, and that we don't trip on ourselves like Moses was told to take off his sandals because he would trip, because this is holy ground, meaning it's the whole aspect that we have to look at. You need to be like a fox, and there would be a whole hair with the fox, of course. So it's like we need to master the 3 sections, which is the sack, where you eat and drink, and you have your parties and all of that, and you're lucky. So and it's no wonder people who are always in the sack is like have been appointed reverends, reverend to monitor, because they are still there doing a job on behalf of Mother Eve, if you like. But then Mother Eve is also saying, come, this part. She is like waiting, because her signature of E is there to help us develop a new mindset, a new way of seeing. She is ready to go to the north, south, east, and west with us in this section. And then to go into the new, where we become like foxes, of course, a fox is always on a journey looking out, and of course, like a gypsy, gypsy journey, get onto your gypsy journey, get into your eighth headquarters zone, and of course, pay your dues, and make sure that you know how to, like, not be overly judgmental about people and stuff, because when you are new, you are faced with new challenges, so you are going through those sections, and that is really the 666 that we are required to do. So in essence, this template is also serving as a magic, the magic of 6 and the magic of 4 and 2, of course. Thank you very gladly. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you found it fun. Please like and subscribe and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. Stay blissful, be filled, be ignited, because we are planting new seeds, and spill over with love.